Hey guys, it's Spoot from Eze the Gamer, and we're doing something near and dear to my heart: Final Fantasy Brave Exvius War of the Visions. It's a Final Fantasy Tactics-based game. It's in the same universe as the Brave Exvius universe, so if you've played that game, this is technically a prequel. So you'll get like a couple of characters that show up that you recognize, and kind of little stuff like that. So we're gonna go over the reroll guide for you this morning because the game came out at like 3 or 4 a.m. When nobody's awake. So we'll go through the tutorial and then we'll explain how to reroll and sort of who you're rolling for. If you're used to Tactics Ogre, Fire Emblem, or Final Fantasy Tactics, this is going to be very, very familiar. Oh, the dude hit me. And I'll give you a spoiler. You want her on your reroll. Medina is the exact character you are looking for. She is the top unit right now on pull by a significant margin. She's very universal as far as her abilities go. She does a lot of damage. Let's go ahead and limit break this dude. The game is emulator friendly. I'm playing it on BlueStacks with very little issue. And we have won. I won't bother going into the story at all for this one, just because you can do that on your own time, and we're trying to get you a lead of how to do it. But it's good to see if the game has a style you like. It is very tactics-esque in how the characters are built. So. We'll also take you to 2 different points that you can reroll. One of them is right after you finish this mission, and the other one is actually after an auto mission. Because you get, excuse me, you get a free reroll at the beginning, and then with the anniversary, they're giving you a crap ton of gems, so it's pretty easy to pull. He hit the bird. And a behemoth shows up. That's unfortuitous for anybody. And now you get to see your first summon, Ifrit. So like Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, pretty much all of the limit breaks and summons are done in a significantly higher value style, as you will see now. Wild as well. Looks so good. Oh man, it looks good. The Brave Exvius team has always done really well as far as making CG for the limit breaks look really clean. They have some of the best in the industry, but it is Squaresoft, so I mean, I don't know what you would expect otherwise. All right. We got one more download to get through. And I'm doing this one step for step so you can kind of see where you can stop or if you can stop. All right, this is the main screen. It is very busy. The first thing it makes you do is your free summon. Let me see if it'll actually let me look at the rates on this one. It will not. So out of the characters on this screen, the large-breasted woman in the blue dress with the crescent moon on her head, that's who you want. That's Medina. She is probably one of the strongest mage units in the game currently. There are some others that you want that I will show you. But you can only see them on the banner, so I will pull them up for you. We didn't get nothing on the freebie. Got Murmur, got Cactar, Vadim. The art style is so cool. Mia. Bela. It's a big dude. Mish. Valade. Got another Valade. So when you pull dupes, you get unit shards and vision spheres, which you can turn into upgrades for characters or other characters. And we got Curry Wazette, who is a not great guy in the game, so not terrible. So the ranking guide goes rare, so it's rare, super rare, mega rare, and ultra rare. So it goes from common to most rarest, which is ultra rare. You also get visions, which are summons. They can also be action cards, which are essentially kind of like Dragalia Wormprints in a way. They boost characters and stuff like that. So here goes your second shot for multi. So you do one random. You do have to pay Gil for like your companion, but if your team's good enough, it doesn't matter anyway. Everything is autoable from the start. There's no unlocking it. There's no paying for it. Looking at you, Dragon Quest of the Stars, because that was a bunch of dookie. Skip all these. And then you get to see sort of the game on auto, which is pretty fast, honestly. There's no time speed up, but that's because none of these beginner maps really take that much time. If you're familiar at all with tactics games, like obviously the harder it is, the more you'll get out of it. But in the beginning, it is definitely nothing. That's a dead dog. He hit him with a rock. Height matters in the game, obviously. I'll go over that in the first impressions. The higher you are, the better your ranged units are, and the harder it is to hit them from the ground. Same thing with casters. Ups your range a bit, pretty good. Alright, get rid of that. Man, I am just getting crazy bothered. He did it! So it gives you an explanation of all the buttons. You've got the presents, you've got missions, you've got challenges, which are rewards for certain missions you can do. You've got the beginner's hall. This gives you gems. So if you're really down about like your first pulls weren't the greatest, although you should be re-rolling. And then it runs you through how to upgrade a unit real quick, which is actually faster than a lot of games have been doing it. So you go to Enhance, you give him 1 gem, which they pay for, and now he is level 3. Each character has a job as well, and the higher you upgrade the job, and it lets you have access to different skills. I'll go over that a little more in the other video, since this is just the first reroll guide. So now you go to abilities, and this is just the tutorial. Ability enhance. I want to throw more rocks. We did it. So we go back. And that's it. Tells you like how you can use unit enhancement, sort of what materials you want, how job points work. All right. It gives you all the notices because we just made it. Oh, no, I didn't want to watch. You can watch a video and get free gems in a day, but I messed up and hit yes, so we'll see if it'll let us cancel out of that. Oh, here we go. All right. You get one time only guaranteed. So let's look at the drop rate. Actually, do they let you look at the stats for the character? Yeah, they do. So, numero uno. You want Eternal Witch Medina. She is a Frost unit. She is actually from FFBE, so it's pretty funny. You get a couple of character crossovers. She is ridiculously good. You can even watch her her limit burst. And who doesn't want a big waifu mage right off the rip? The other characters to look out for are Engelbert, Steel Guardian. He is one of the best tanks in the game. He's going to absorb pretty much everything that's going to swing your way. But he is not the focus. He is a secondary pull. So if you get Medina and him, you're good. Talented White Mage Ayaka, also from FFBE. She's from Brave Exvius proper. She is also one of the best healers currently. But again, a secondary pull. You would want like any combination of Medina and Ayaka or Medina and Engelbert. Let me see if... Is Gilgamesh even here? So this is the other random one. He is the Lost Lord from Brave Exvius from the Sworn 6. Sworn 7, I guess, with him. Gilgamesh is pretty usable. He requires more resources to actually use. He's an expensive unit to physically use in the game. But you're going to clear most story content with him. He is sort of tertiary. Like, if you pull him with Medina, it's fine. But he's not really something to, like, go crazy over. Although his ability is wild. The limit breaks in this game are so good. So cool. So those are who you want. You want to finish, if you don't get who you want guaranteed off of your 10-time summon. Oh shit, I gotta get my presents. You forgot to remind me about my presents. You do get Y'shtola from Shadowbringers by default. She is very serviceable. She's not the best unit, but she is very good. There is a Shadowbringers crossover going on right now. You also get Excalibur and Siren, I believe. These are all Brave Exvius style, so if you recognize them from the game and you play Brave Exvius, you will be very pleased to see they have returned. So let's go ahead and hit up the guaranteed summon and see what happens. Oh, is this the... Oh, that's the purchasable one. Oh no, I forgot. Alright, well, you're stuck on the step up. You can do the first 2 passes, and then you'll do about a half dozen missions to get the last guaranteed step up. We did get nothing on that one. Oh, we did get her. So, Zisa is... She's a little split in the meta. She is very good at certain kinds of fights, and she is incredible at raid utility. As a normal unit, people are not crazy excited about her. So I don't know, like, I definitely wouldn't keep her off the first summon. She's just not quite that good. I wonder, does it have the... It doesn't have the drop rates for... Vision cards. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. So the ones you're looking for, the vision cards that you want, the summons, the Gaia Eidolons, the Guardian Forces, you want Golem. You want Golem real bad. He enables you to fight a couple of levels above you because of how high his defense. Like, you're going to go from getting hit for like 150 to 200 to 1,000 to like almost nothing. Ifrit is also very, very good to have. he is very strong as far as the vision goes. None of the other ones are particularly exciting right now, but if you end up with like Medina and one of those two, it is fine. You're not losing out on that one if you don't get... Obviously, you would rather have the unit, but not having the unit also, or not having a unit and getting a really, really good summon, also fine. We'll show you the crazy looking, probably a gold. We might get an upgrade. Let's see what they look like. We got sharpen concentration. We got Lara. Let me skip through this. Did we get anybody good? Nope. Oh, hey, we got Golem though. That's really cool. He also gives you 7% HP to your party, which is kind of crazy. They give you full arts for all of this stuff too, which is really interesting. But yeah, so I actually pulled a usable, a usable vision and not much else. So you've got, for your last step, for your guaranteed, you got to get 2,000. So the easiest way to do that is to go through Beginner's Hall. You can also get a 10 times summon ticket at the end of it. So this runs you through a bunch of story mode stuff that kind of explains like, hey, this is how you play the game. This is how resistances work. You're going to get through probably, I think it's either 10 or 15, but as soon as you hit 2,000, you can go and hit the step up. If you get absolutely nothing by the time your step up is done and your guaranteed UR is poopy, you can restart it. It's fine. It's not my favorite thing, mostly because it takes a little while to play, like, and you know, 10 minutes per. So here is the downside. Here is the bad news. In JP, there is a button in menu under accounts, I believe, that lets you just reset the game. I think it was in options too. So now the downside. Global didn't get the button. It took a little while on JP for them to get it, but they have it now. We do not have the button. So you have to either uninstall the game or go into your settings and clear your data, which sucks, and it's sort of the old way of how to do it. But that's pretty much it. So obviously, I actually have her here. Give me a second. You want Bay, you want Medina, you want her. Big old picture on the screen. That's who you're looking for. She is the absolute character to hit. That's pretty much it. Like, Gilgamesh, Ayaka, and Engelbert, also very usable, but you want them in combination with her. She makes a lot of the game content significantly easier. And then you get a 10 pull and some more gems to finish up the step up after you do the Beginner Hall quest. So it's not the worst possible thing. You only get this step up banner once, so hopefully by the time you get your UR, you've gotten something particularly serviceable. Like I said, me getting... so we've got Y'shtola at MR, and then we've got Zisa at UR, which is fine, although a little weird that that's the one I got. Bravery and Faith are also something that we'll go over in the first impressions, but that's a much longer video, and I'm not going to keep you guys through it. So that is your reroll guide. So you are looking for Medina. That is your big bay. That is who you want. And secondarily, you want Engelbert or Ayaka in combination with Medina. That's pretty much it. So keep an eye out. I will be covering this one pretty often just because I'm a huge Final Fantasy Tactics nerd. So I'm a big fan of this game, and I'll give you my first impression a little later tonight once I get it uploaded. So, all right, don't get miserable, guys. Pull for that mage waifu.